As soon as I hit the gas, all I heard was bam, bam, bam. It just that really loud sound of a gun going off.
Following the killing of George Floyd on May 25th, riots enveloped Minneapolis, and a surge of unrest and violence has proceeded since. On the night of Wednesday, June 17th, Jim had just dropped his friend off in her Minneapolis neighborhood when a man with a gun approached his car.
Well, my name's Jim Decker, and it's kind of surreal being back here again.
June 17th, Wednesday night, and it was dark. It was, what time was it?
10 o'clock, right around 10 o'clock. You know, I had a friend of mine that needed a ride, and that stays right over here, so what I did was I dropped her off right before this road closed sign over here started, because it wasn't here at the time. I would usually just went down that street, but I saw there was plenty of activity down that street, and this was only a week after the riots. And
so then, so now you're driving back this way.
Came back this way. There was one car that was in front of me at the stop sign.
Okay.
I was here, and
so there's a car right there at the stop sign,
yep,
and then your car is like literally right here.
Yep. Some young gentleman was, you know, saying something to me from the sidewalk. I had my windows down. It was a beautiful night. Music was playing. Came up to the window from the passenger side, right from the sidewalk, right here.
Yep.
All I saw was a gun. And he was just like, you know, get out of the car. And I was just like, whoa, whoa, hold on a second. I go, do you need some money? And he was just continue to say, you know, get the F out of the car. And then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, from the driver's side, his partner, who I hadn't seen, somebody stepped up to the driver's side window and said, give me the keys. And that kind of startled me a little bit. He says, give me the keys.
Is your window open on
my window's open, everything's open. It's a nice night.
Were their faces covered, or was it just too dark at night?
No, not at all. I mean, I kind of remember the one guy, one guy on my side had kind of long dreads. And
so there was no hoodie or anything?
No, he just had a baseball hat on, man. He just,
wow.
Young. I know he was a younger guy, but I can't remember his face. I tried, you know, if I saw it in a lineup, it'd be hard, but
yeah.
No hoodies, no nothing. It was 10 o'clock at night. There's people everywhere. I find out that the gas station, man, when they shot off, these guys scattered in the gas station. People scattered. They have a security guard out here. He's like, they ducked. They were like, they remember hearing all that stuff go off, and they're surprised because people told them that they said the guy was dead.
Yeah.
When I went to talk to him, they thought I was dead. They said, oh, we heard that you're dead.
So you're talking to him like this.
I'm looking at him from over here.
And then suddenly you hear from this side,
right
next to you.
Right next to me, a guy said, give me your keys. And I was like, whoa.
Does he have a gun too?
No gun. And I mean, this is all happening really quick. And so I just said, hold on a second. And I go.
And the car in front of you, had it gone?
They're gone. And I hadn't pulled up yet. I was right here. And as this gentleman who was, you know, telling me to give me the keys to the car, I said, hold on a second. I got a key fob. It's in my pocket. And at that moment, I made a decision. I said, I made a decision. I was going to take off. And as soon as I gunned it, all I heard was bam, 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 bam. I just heard the gunshots go off. And I'll never forget it. It was loud. He was right in my window. It couldn't have been more than from window to window, 4 feet, 5 feet or less. And I just took off. And before I knew it, I was turning on Lake Street, and the gunfire continued. He shot the back window out, and I kind of ducked. This was rapid fire, and I just kept driving.
When you gunned it, you were back here, so you couldn't see
nothing. I got up there.
You were just hoping no car would be coming when you gunned it.
I just took off because I thought that's the only way I'm going to get out of here. The shot stopped, and I continued to head down Lake Street, and I knew that I could get to Abbott. The 2 shots I took to the abdomen felt more like really bad sting. It really stung really bad, really hurt. But the shot to the leg was devastating. As I found out later, it shattered my femur. And I could feel the bones moving when I hit bumps, and it was excruciating. I've never felt a pain like that before.
You didn't feel the bullets enter you. You just
No, I didn't feel the bullets enter me at all. I mean, that's how fast it happened. I kept saying, I can't believe I've been shot. I can't believe I've been shot. I would look down periodically and just kind of see the blood circles forming in my stomach.
And now you're a block down the street, yeah. And I mean, there's a light right there. Was it green or red?
You know, I don't know. I just kept going. kind of weird. I was just in traffic. It's 10 o'clock at night on Lake Street. There's traffic.
So you stopped at red lights?
Stopped or did whatever I had to do. I just told myself I got to keep going, got to keep going. I got to get to Abbott. I knew if I got to Chicago and I could take a right, I knew Abbott wasn't very far off. I go, keep driving, you've been shot. Keep driving, you've been shot. I kept talking to myself because I was really afraid that, what was going to happen if I could just see the blood continue to form. And by the grace of God, and I pulled into Abbott, there were a bunch of people standing outside. And once I saw those people standing outside, and I yelled, I've been shot. And
Thank goodness they were outside.
I swear they swarmed. And then I started looking up, all I could see was those white lights from the ceiling. And that's what I thought, am I gonna die? Are these white lights from the hospital? Am I seeing white lights? And then I started to kind of, I think the adrenaline had come down. I could feel that warm sensation going through my body and of like anesthesia. And they cut me open from here down to here and went in and got the bullets out.
Okay, did they hit their liver? Or?
The miracle was, like I said, I gave the surgeon my mom's number. They called her the next day and said, it's a miracle, your son's alive. Getting shot 3 times, especially from close range, that there wasn't one organ that got hit. When I woke up there in the hospital after that, it's like, wow, it's all over. Mm-hmm. It was over.
Like the worst is over.
Yeah, the worst is over.
Yeah. You survived the nightmare. Yeah.
I was like, yeah, it's like, man, I feel good. I'm blessed. I'm healing. I'm good. Let's move on with life. But there's some fear there. There's a little, little fear, and I don't want to live that way. But there's times when I find myself at a stop sign at night. I look around.
Here we are, 18th and Lake.
Yeah.
You have a lot of history here. You've lived in Minneapolis most of your life, at least.
It saddens me, the fact of what happened with the riots and these people got looted, and that hits close to home. All of a sudden, you get someone shot here on your street. I think that might have been the final straw for them.
Residents in this Phillips neighborhood of Minneapolis are reclaiming their street, feeling forced into taking shifts to guard the block they say has been taken over by criminals. They say crime has been an issue in the area of South 18th Avenue and Lake Street for a couple of years, but now it's so bad that residents can't simply live their lives.
Sexual acts being done out in the open, in the street, where there's kids and families there, people being robbed at gunpoint.
Maybe there was something good that came out of that for them, so they could, stand up for themselves, which they have. I've had my struggles, and I know this area. I think part of the reason why I didn't want to drive down the street was because, my life is I'm hoping my, life was turning a little bit. And I just didn't want to go on the street because I think people would see me and yell my name or something would happen.
They know you that well here?
They know me down here.
Okay.
Sometimes. And part of the fact is in my addiction, I've come down this way.
Yeah.
And I've never felt threatened, ever. But I didn't want to drive down there because I didn't want to be seen where someone said, hey, whatever, So I turned right around so I could get back on the street. Now, normally, if I just go down that street, this doesn't happen. And that's the really kind of crazy thing.
You come here now not wanting that, and something terrible happens.
Yeah. That night was just a good night. It was a beautiful night. I did my laundry. I had that off. I had to go back to work the next day. And then I turned around and ended up getting shot. It brings it back going that I'm just blessed to be alive. Blessed to be alive.